Welcome to Sunday Journal. I'm John Pasterek. Today, face to face with the beast. That's what former Baton Rouge Police Chief Pat Englade calls COVID-19. He was diagnosed with the virus, hospitalized, and put on a ventilator. And the veteran lawman who spent a career fighting crime spent 2.5 months fighting for his life. Pat Englade is home, but he's very different than when he left. He's on oxygen, walks with a cane, has lost more than 20 pounds after a battle with what he calls the beast, COVID-19. A battle, he says, he almost lost.
I'd had enough, and I actually asked God to take me.
Englade and his wife Lori are just getting around to reading and answering the hundreds of cards, letters, emails, and text messages they received during the 2.5 months he was in the hospital. And they have this message to others about the beast.
That it's real. It's not a hoax. Listen to your medical experts. Try to social distance. Do what you can to curb this.
Englade's also on a mission to honor fallen law enforcement officers and to protect those on the front lines with bulletproof vests through CALIF, the Capital Area Law Enforcement Foundation. And now, after his fight against COVID-19, he's more determined than ever to protect those fighting crime.
I woke up to see that crime did not go away, and we still have problems, and it's as important as ever.
He's back home. He's back from the hospital. Former Police Chief Pat Englade joins us this morning. How are you doing?
It's been an adventure. I will say that. By God's grace, I'm here. I'm improving every day, thank God. And we're going to keep moving that way, hopefully.
Yeah, and you were telling me you were in the hospital for like 2.5 months?
Yes, from the initial onset. And I went down really fast. In fact, I had to have an ambulance called for me. My breathing was just bottoming out at that point, and I actually had to be transported to the hospital. And from that point on, I don't remember one thing that happened to me. And so there were 2.5 months of my life were in that hospital. But yeah, I'm strong. I'm gonna get through this.
Mm-hmm. COVID-19. Many times you call it the beast. Why?
John, it's almost, I don't know if I can explain it. I was in a coma state on a ventilator. I had hallucinations, tremendous pain. It was hitting me from almost every direction, and I couldn't think of anything worse to call it than the beast. Because that's what it was to me. It took you over, and it just turns you inside out. And literally at one point, I don't know what state I was in, what point of my illness I was in, but I had made up my mind that I'd had enough, and I actually asked God to take me. I was at that point in my life. I just said, If this is meant to be, then, take me. I'm ready to go. So, but I have a tremendous amount of faith, and I think only for the grace of God that I'm here today.
When you think about that conversation you had with God, that prayer saying, take me, and you think where you are now, how do you react to that now?
He said he's not through with me. I told somebody the other day, I think God must believe in recycling. He didn't want to throw all the trash out. He said, I'm going to keep him and we can still use him for something. So it gives me more incentive to pay back what I think I owe this community and what I can do to serve. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, like I've done my whole career.
You hear a lot about the signs and symptoms. How did it all start for you?
it was a process. I felt bad for a while, but we live through these allergies and everything else that are going on, so people don't really pay attention to, and I knew people around me. I was very careful. I thought I took care of myself. I wore my Caliph mask every day. I did the things we're supposed to do. Somehow, some way, I got in touch with someone that apparently passed it on. I went to an aftercare a couple of times, and I think I was tested at least twice. And the first 2 times were negative. Then I got to feeling really bad, and that's when I turned positive. And it wasn't long after that positive that I just started to bottom out. It was not a gradual process. I mean, it was pretty much boom. My breathing started to drop. Like I said, we had to call an ambulance in to get oxygen to get myself up to a level again. And so it was I've talked to a lot of people in the hospital about this while I was there before I left. And just about everybody has a different story to tell of what they think happened and how they got in the same situation that I did.
You say you were in the hospital for 2.5 months on a ventilator at its worst. What was the worst moment for you?
I was never sure when I came out of my comatose state. I wasn't sure what was going on. I had no idea what shape my body was in, my lungs and everything. They were processing all that. And so I wasn't sure, even though I came out, that I would survive it. Because I've read stories about people going home, and next thing you know, they drop dead. I mean, their breathing just stops. So I was trying to process that and fight that issue. And one of the problems is there's really nothing they can do for you. I probably saw 25 doctors at one point or another through the hospital stay, and every one of them kind of had this same deer in the headlights look of, we're trying to figure this out. I had a doctor call it the beast, and he said, we're trying to beat this beast and with everything we can throw, but until we figure out what's causing it, we're just throwing sticks at it right now. So basically, you're left to lie there, given oxygen. That's about all they can do for you, and hope you're strong enough to survive it.
And given all that you went through, given all the medicine, given the ventilator, in the end, how did you beat the beast? What made the difference?
I'm a strong person. I've always considered myself a strong person, and if I get an inch, I'm going to take it. And I think, like I said, I had convinced myself that God was going to give me another chance, and if He was going to do that, I was going to do my part to push my way through this. And I think that's what gave me the incentive. My family was incredible. I can't imagine what they went through. Every day they didn't know if they were going to get a phone call and say, this is it. You need to come say goodbye. In fact, my wife was told that, it was dire circumstances for a while when I was in ICU. And I think all they can do is hope that you can sustain yourself long enough to make it through that process. And unfortunately, I lost a lot of good friends through this, and why God chose me to survive this, I don't know. I will forever be thankful to everybody that was involved. I mean, I heard and received prayers from hundreds and thousands actually of people that were praying and wishing us good luck. And I believe in the power of prayer. I do. And so I think God's got a purpose left for me.
What do doctors tell you now? I mean, we see that you're using oxygen. You look good. I mean, I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't seen you in 2.5 months. What are doctors telling you about your condition now?
Well, we're initially right now, I'm going through physical therapy right now. I will see a doctor next week, and then we will go through the process of evaluating my lungs and the situation and how they respond back. I didn't realize, you think about your lungs all the time, but you don't think they run your body, and you got to have your lungs to do whatever you do. So it's like anything else. They can come back, heal themselves. They call it honeycombing, where your lungs actually become soft and movable, and they start separating, and sooner or later they come back together, and that pretty much determines how much success you're going to have with your oxygen levels. So we're not there yet. I'm 2 weeks out from going in and being reevaluated for that.
For more on Pat Anglade and Caliph, visit their website, caliph.la. That's caliph.la. Coming up, Pat talks about what others can learn from his case. That's next on Sunday Journal. Reporting this morning from the Anglade home in Denham Springs. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Morgan, and there's more to me than HIV. More love, more adventure, more community. But with my HIV treatment, there's not more medicines in my pill. I talked to my doctor and switched to fewer medicines with Dovato.
Prescription Dovato is for some adults who are starting HIV-1 treatment or replacing their current HIV-1 regimen. With just 2 medicines in 1 pill, Dovato is as effective as a 3-drug regimen to help you reach and stay undetectable. Research shows people who take HIV treatment as prescribed and get to and stay undetectable can no longer transmit HIV through sex. Don't take Dovato if you're allergic to any of its ingredients or if you take dofetilide. Hepatitis B can become harder to treat while taking Dovato. Do not stop Dovato without talking to your doctor, as your hepatitis B may worsen or become life-threatening. Serious or life-threatening side effects can occur, including allergic reactions, lactic acid buildup, and liver problems. If you have a rash and other symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Dovato and get medical help right away. Tell your doctor if you have kidney or liver problems, including hepatitis B or C, or if you are, may be, or plan to be pregnant. Your doctor may prescribe a different medicine than Dovato if you plan to be pregnant or if pregnancy is confirmed during the first trimester. Dovato may harm your unborn baby. Use effective birth control while taking Dovato. Most common side effects are headache, nausea, diarrhea, trouble sleeping, tiredness, and anxiety.
So much goes into who I am. HIV medicine is one part of it. Ask your doctor about Dovato. I did.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. The time is right, the party's just begun. And the good times roll. Yeah, let the good times roll. And have some fun and let those good times roll.
Drive Explorer with 0 for 72 plus $5,250 cash back. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
Welcome back to Sunday Journal. I'm John Pasterek. This morning, we're in the Anglade home visiting with Pat, who's back in action, back from the hospital. How does it feel to be back home?
Oh, I don't know if you could have chiseled my smile off my face on my way home from the hospital. Just being outside for the first time in 2.5 months, just it brought new life back into me. When they say there's no place like home, they're absolutely right. I mean, I have a support system here that will help me with anything I need to get through. But just being back in my house has given me encouragement. I came home on a walker Friday, this last Friday, and I'm off the walker now. I'm actually on a cane. So I'm getting stronger, and hopefully that will continue to progress ahead.
And we're looking at some of your support system right there, your family, your wife and your kids and your grandkids. Pat, when you look at those pictures today, how do you react? How do you feel?
Oh, about all that was on my mind at that point in time was, I know they were scared to death of what was going to happen. They didn't some of them were not old enough to understand what was going on yet. But they knew I was sick and they knew I was in the hospital. But your appreciation, there's no question if in the term near-death experience that I was there. In fact, my oxygen level had dropped so low that the doctors had told Lori, he's probably not going to make it. And I was having to make, how's this going to affect my family? It was a lot to carry on, and not being able to see those kids and my family again was the worst part. But again, God blessed me and let me come home, and that didn't happen to everybody, and that's the shame of this. We got to figure this out.
This battle against the beast, as you call it, what has it taught you about yourself?
It taught me that I can continue to take blows and do what I need to do to bring myself back. I've lived a rather exciting life during my career. I've had other health problems, and I had literally was having rehab on my knee. I had total knee replacement on my right knee 2 weeks into this. So I was one kneed, and this hit me. So it was like a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch. But if I get that opening, I'm going to run through that hole, and I'm not one to give up easy. I just, like I told you earlier, at one point I'd asked God to take me. I think I was suffering enough at that point that I just didn't want to suffer anymore. But for some reason we're still here.
What's the number one thing, the most important lesson you want others to learn from your case?
I think you need to listen to what the medical authorities are telling you. I know there's been some bad decisions. I know they've been wrong a couple of times, and you can argue the mask issue. You can argue about the vaccine issue. You can argue about a lot of these things. But the fact is, it's there. And we're not sure what any of that's going to stop. So until there's a handle, I think what everybody needs to do is assess their situation. You need to make a decision on what you think's the best thing for you and your family as far as taking care of yourself. But, there is no way on earth I would get myself in a crowded situation now. Until there is some more positive results from all these different things they're trying to do, I would tell people to continue to take care of themselves and just not be foolish about it. I was certainly not foolish, but it happened to me. And so it can happen to anybody. It's just, you see people that you wonder, you go in a store and nobody in there is wearing a mask, and you can say things. And Lori and my wife had mentioned, she said she used to look at people in stores without a mask and go, well, that's their choice. They can do it. Now she wants to go get up in her face and say, look, let me give you some advice. You better put that mask on. But my advice was, I think everybody needs to assess what they think's best for them and make the decision. But at all costs, you've got to protect yourself with every available resource that we have right now.
For more on Pat Anglade and Caliph, visit their website, caliph.la. That's caliph.la. Coming up, Pat's wife Lori shares stories about his remarkable recovery. That's next on Sunday Journal. We'll be right back.
This weekend only at Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale. Save up to 25% off store-wide. Or get 0% interest for 5 years plus 3 months payment assistance. This weekend only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus up to 33 miles per gallon. An available 260 horsepower turbocharged engine, advanced technology, and an available extra-large touchscreen. The best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Get 0% for 63 months on a new 2021 Outback during the Subaru A Lot to Love event and maintain the love with 2 years of complimentary maintenance.
Attitude is built into every bad boy mower that comes off this line.
We don't just outmow the competition, we outlast them. Bad boys are built heavier than they have to be to last a lifetime. Combine our revolutionary off-road 3-link suspension system, all-steel construction, and legendary bad boy power, and now 0% for 60 months? Are you kidding me? We never stop working to give you more innovation, more performance, more fun.
Bad boy, mow with an attitude.
The world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available in the GMC Sierra. Step up to GMC and get over $5,200 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light-duty crew cab models. Or current eligible GMC owners get $5,500 purchase allowance. We are professional grade GMC.
For a limited time only at Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale. Save up to 25% off store-wide. Find this upholstered sofa now only $599. Plus, enter to win in the $7,600 furniture giveaway. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Brittany Weiss and 2 on your side on WBRZ. News is what we do.
This is Sunday Journal. I'm John Pasterek. This morning, we're in the Anglade home and we're visiting with Pat and Lori. I got to tell you, thank you for the coffee, especially that beautiful mug.
Absolutely.
A great tune-in mug.
Yes.
A vintage tune-in mug.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, Lori, what's it like to have him home?
Incredible. I don't want to get emotional here. Grateful that he's home. God definitely listened to our prayers, and just thankful that he's home and I can see improvement every day with his attitude and his strength, and we're just glad, we're happy.
Take us back, signs and symptoms. How did it all start?
Actually, I started first with the symptoms, and I just had a little fever, aches and pains. Actually went and got tested and was negative. And then he started 2 days later, fever, aches, pains. He tested positive. And then that weekend, he went into the hospital for the first time. And when he came back after that week, it went downhill after that.
And he was in the hospital for 2.5 months.
2.5 months.
On a ventilator. Lori, at its worst, do you remember what the doctors told you?
I do. On 3 different occasions, 3 different doctors, the very first thing they told me when they saw me was, Miss Anglade, your husband is very, very sick. And I read between the lines. The first couple of days were very touch and go. His kidneys stopped. And I didn't know if he would ever come home, but did not continue. Always continued to pray and have faith that he would pull through.
And we heard him say that he'd gotten to this comatose state, and he had sort of this conversation with God that, I don't want to go through this anymore. The beast is killing me. What do you think about that, and how do you react to that today?
Wow. I actually did not know that until about a week ago. He has been telling me things that he remembers, and for him to say that, I knew he was in pretty bad shape. I knew that he was hurting, but I knew he wouldn't give up. I knew he wouldn't give up, and he didn't. So.
You on Facebook, emails, letters, cards, y'all have gotten all kinds of prayers and well wishes from all over the place. How important has that been in terms of dealing with something like COVID-19?
Very, very important. I can't tell you, I could not answer the phone, the texts, the emails. I was on the phone all day long and on my iPad all day long trying to answer everyone. It just gave me encouragement, and we do believe in the power of prayer. Our faith is strong, and I had people telling me he's on prayer lists from Pensacola all the way to Ohio. So it was very encouraging.
Well, you can reach a lot of people right now. What would you tell them?
Have faith, don't give up, do your due diligence, social distance, take care of yourself, prayer, family, friends are very important, and keep them close to your side.
How's he doing?
He looks wonderful. He has come so far since he's come home on Friday, I cannot believe it. He is basically walking with a cane now instead of his walker, and I'm having to slow him down because he runs at full force. But doing well, doing really well.
Mm-hmm. What's the future look like, you think?
I personally think he will come back, maybe not 100%, but close to it, because he's a fighter and he doesn't give up, and God has more plans for him. He's not finished with him yet.
Lori, what's the number one thing, the most important thing we all can learn from Pat's case?
That it's real. It's not a hoax. Listen to your medical experts. Try to social distance. Do what you can to curb this. It's a pandemic, and it's contagious, and if we all did our part, I think we can reduce the amount of people that come in contact with it.
Well, for more on Pat Englade and Caliph, check out their website. It's caliph.la. That's caliph.la. I'm John Pasterek. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week on Sunday Journal.